College. I'm Peter Malios, the Executive Director of the Honors College and a professor in the English department. And with me tonight are my two colleagues, who you will get to know well, Dr. Jenny Lang, who is the Associate Director of Admissions in the Honors College, and Ms. Chantel Smith, who is the Assistant Director for Recruitment and Inclusive Communities in the Honors College. Before we begin this welcoming session, I just want to begin by saying that I want you to know how delighted we are that each and every one of you is here with us tonight. Students, congratulations, congratulations for your admission to our Honors College. This is incredibly difficult to achieve and truly a testament to your hard work, your imagination, your passions and curiosity, your ability to think outside the box, and the deep humanity and promise to change the world that each of you in your own distinctive ways have shown through a lot of hard work during the past several years. I can't tell you how much we are thrilled to have you here with us, and we can't wait to meet you in person. Parents and other family members and friends who are gathered here with us, congratulations to you too. I am a dad myself, and I think I have some idea of how proud you are, and we want you to know that you are a really important part of our community too. So tonight, we have two basic items on our agenda in this first part of our session, which is a presentation from me. The first item is discussing what our Honors College is, and the second is my giving a very brief overview of the 8 academic living learning programs in our Honors College. This overview will give a kind of roadmap. It'll open the door for the online evening chat sessions that each of the programs will be holding this week, where you can learn more about the programs in depth and meet the faculty, staff, and amazing students in each program and ask them questions of your own. In the second part of our event tonight, Dr. Lang and Ms. Smith will also tell you a little bit more about these online chat sessions, how to access them, the different steps involved in our preferencing process for them, and a lot more. And then we hope to have an ample opportunity for questions at the end of our session tonight as well. So, what is so special about the University of Maryland Honors College? Why, whether you are from here in Maryland or Pennsylvania or New Jersey or New York or Texas or Illinois or California or Puerto Rico or Ethiopia or China or Ukraine, these are just some of the places that our students are from. Why should you consider spending 4 of the most important years of your life here? What are the defining qualities of Maryland Honors, and what makes our Honors College, as we like to say, unlike anywhere else? Well, I think there are 3 basic answers to these questions, and the first one is here on this particular slide and has to do with the 8 truly innovative academic programs that are at the core of the Honors College. There's nothing quite like these exciting programs anywhere else in the country. These elite programs span the areas of the university, each in their different ways, bringing the vast resources of a premier public university to students in a small classroom and college environment. All of the programs share a distinctive sense of cutting-edge issues, but they're also combined with broad horizons of thought and multidisciplinary thinking. All of the programs also address the revolution in knowledge that is sweeping across all the fields of the university right now and their application to the grand challenges of our time. The programs explore broad ideas while also offering practical experience and application, and they are also all fundamentally predicated on a conception of honoring students. We know the remarkable people our students are. Quite frankly, we love engaging with our students and watching students engage with one another. And it is our job to help support students discover their lifelong interests, passions, and full promise to make a difference in the world. The second special quality of Maryland Honors has to do with access to amazing opportunities. On the one hand, the University of Maryland, as a leading public research university, is in itself filled with research, internship, mentoring, network, leadership, and study abroad opportunities that can literally change one's life. But at the same time, our university is also deeply embedded in and offers rare access to unique research, internship, and professional opportunities in the nation's capital area. And this includes opportunities in Maryland as well. As the premier honors college of the nation's capital area, we offer unique access to all of these opportunities, which you can't get anywhere else, and which I'll explain in a moment, are built into each one of our programs. The third defining quality of our honors college, and I cannot express how important this is to us, is care and community. Maryland Honors is not just a place where you learn extraordinary things and have access to extraordinary opportunities. It's a place where you discover yourself, your interests and passions, and your friends who will last a lifetime and who will help unleash possibilities of insight and generosity in yourself that you never would have imagined before. In our honors college, students and programs don't just take classes together, they live together and they share a thriving, supportive community of friends together, which makes learning in the largest sense possible. This philosophy of what we call living learning, because it does both at the same time, was actually invented by the University of Maryland in the 1990s, and it is coupled with our deep commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're one of the most diverse honors colleges in the country, not only as a condition of learning, but of a just world. Ours is a genuinely democratic vision at the University of Maryland Honors College, offering extraordinary opportunities to as many and as diverse a range of highly motivated people who seek to pursue those opportunities as possible. So, if I had to summarize what the defining elements of the Maryland Honors experience are, I would say large horizons of ideas, small multidisciplinary discussion-based courses, and opportunities to work closely with UMD's distinguished faculty and area experts. I would say countless internship, research, and study abroad opportunities, seizing on the truly unique and remarkable possibilities of our university and the nation's capital area. I would pinpoint our living learning philosophy and communities, our deep commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the constant opportunities of leadership, both within the university and outside, that emerge from participation in our programs. So, what about these 8 programs in and of themselves? What are they? What opportunities do they offer? Which one should you go to see in the online chats this week to learn in depth about these programs and meet the incredible faculty, staff, and students involved in each one of them? As Dr. Lang and Ms. Smith will describe in a few minutes, students become placed in one of these programs through their completion of our preferencing process, which it is really important that you complete to reserve a spot in the Honors College, even if you don't yet know whether you will ultimately decide to attend the University of Maryland. More on this in a minute, but what I want to do now is open the door to the excitement of what each one of these special programs are. University Honors is the largest of our honors programs, and it is our only honors program defined not by a specific theme, but rather by a general array of fascinating courses taught by some of the most distinguished faculty experts across the entire campus. University honors students take courses on big questions and big ideas explored from multiple disciplinary perspectives. These courses may concern different global theories of freedom and democracy, or war and peace and why they happen, or technological developments and their implications for the future, or climate change, or public health, or systemic racism. all explored from the multiple fields and perspectives that these complex issues require. Because it is so large in scope, University Honors offers natural pathways to all the different majors at the university and a huge array of opportunities outside. It's a great place to discover your major, or if you already know what your major is going to be, it's a great place to explore other fields that are of interest to you and may actually prove to be more related to your major than you might have thought at the outset. All first-year University Honors students live in our brand new Heritage community buildings. They are awesome. And the idea of heritage epitomizes the deep centering of this program and all the programs in the Honors College on the diversity and inclusivity of people of different heritages, backgrounds, identifications, and perspectives generally. Now, if University Honors is our only honors living learning program that is not predicated on a specific explicit theme, the Advanced Cybersecurity Experience for Students program, or ACES as we call it, illustrates how, even with the other programs that really do have an explicit theme, a broad spirit of open-ended curiosity characterizes them too. The only undergraduate honors cybersecurity program in the country, ACES seeks to empower its students not just as cyber technicians, but as future cyber leaders. ACES students combine the learning of foundational technical skills, drawing on areas of computer science and engineering, with broad exposure to the economic, business, political, legal, criminological, psychological, public policy, and other dimensions of cybersecurity that make it such a burgeoning and important area. Drawing on our proximity to the nation's capital area, ACES is also able to offer close mentorship, internship, applied courses, and professional opportunities with key partners in industry and the federal government, including a founding partner of the program, the Northrop Grumman Corporation, and the National Security Agency, and special grant opportunities offered by the National Science Foundation. ACES is also well known for its deep and central commitment to promoting the careers and interests of women and students of color in cybersecurity, beginning in area schools. Honors Global Communities is similarly a program grounded in the great strengths of our university, this time in the area of government and politics and the social sciences, and the unprecedented area opportunities in the nation's capital to which it is connected. Honors Global Communities is a program about examining the major challenges of our time, of health, of poverty, of democracy, population, climate and geography, equity and social justice, and more. Examining the major challenges of our time from a global and data science perspective. And what distinguishes this program is how it brings different social science fields and tools with a particular focus on the new revolutionary emphasis in the social sciences on data science, computer tools, and visualizations of big data to bear on solving huge global problems. And that isn't it. That's just the first year. After a first year of engaging those global issues and tools in the classroom, students in the second year of the program then have the opportunity for practical applications in global policy and leadership through the University of Maryland's one-of-a-kind Global and Federal Fellows Program in Washington, D.C., which allows students to study with DC area global policy experts and then intern at a foreign embassy office or a federal agency or an international organization or a multinational corporation. This is a program and opportunities, again, unlike anywhere else. You cannot get this anywhere else in the country. And I should note that all honors students, including university honors students too, where it is built into the program, have access to the Global and Federal Fellows Program. Honors Humanities. is a program that brings this sense of vast scope and excitement to the arts and humanities. Whether you think you might like to major in one of the fields in the arts and humanities, or are planning to be a STEM major but are interested in the arts and humanities as well, it's about 50-50 in the Honors Humanities program. Honors Humanities is a program for students who are passionate about the arts and humanities and who explore them in their full disciplinary, cultural, and global diversity. Honors Humanities students consider how art, literature, history, music, philosophy, dance, theater, and more have shaped the world we live in and the possibilities of the future. They also pursue the rich diversity of cultures in the past and present and explore the power of culture and expression in shaping the terms of today and tomorrow. Like all of the other Maryland Honors Living Learning programs, Honors Humanities combines this great cutting edge excitement with special research, internships, and field opportunities unique to the university and area. And these special opportunities include internships at the Smithsonian Museums, multiple performance and artistic venues in the area that their field trips made to, and the program's annual special trip to Broadway. Design, Cultures, and Creativity is another very special program drawing on the arts and creativity. But what makes DCC special is its particular emphasis on the relationship between design and creativity on the one hand and emerging media and technology, with a particular focus on artificial intelligence, not just studying it, but using it and creating with it in ways that will blow your mind. One basic premise of this program is that design and creativity, not to mention technology, are everywhere, in every building, in every bridge, in every form of government or work of art, and that understanding the terms of design are important because they have a real human impact and convey real social values. Cutting very much across STEM and non-STEM disciplines, DCC is a program that merges an interest in design and creativity with hands-on exposure to different forms of emerging media and technology, all in the interest of transforming society and making a better world. DCC students are a vibrant and diverse community drawing from across campus who together forge a bond of becoming makers and thinkers transforming society in a digital age. Gemstone. And I wish we were doing this in person so I could reach out to you and say, have any of you heard of Gemstone? Gemstone is one of the most long-standing and distinguished of our honors program. It's the only 4-year living learning program in our honors college. The other are based on a 2-year model. And it is also unique among honors programs in the country in its defining focus on high impact original student team research. Though research, making original contributions to knowledge, is an important emphasis in undergraduate education at many universities, there is generally a presumption at universities that undergraduates should first work for faculty members in conducting their research projects before they are ready to engage in research on their own. Gemstone radically challenges this assumption in 2 ways. First, the program is predicated on a vision that it is never too early for talented and highly motivated undergraduate students to pursue their own original research, and this in not working for, but with the support and guidance of a distinguished faculty member. And second, Gemstone believes that the best kinds of research don't happen alone, but in multidisciplinary teams of student researchers. If this interests you at all, I strongly urge you to go to the online Gemstone chat session where you can meet Gemstone students and the dedicated and faculty and staff members who provide guidance to them. And the students can tell you about the research projects they do in areas ranging from space station design to artificial intelligence and robotics to renewable energy, prosthetic devices, biomedical and public health areas, big data analysis, and much, much more. The combination of training in original thinking and research, and also working collaboratively and in teams, has resulted in many papers published by Gemstone students and a highly successful record of graduate school and professional placements. We've only got two more, and then I'll turn it over to Dr. Lang and Ms. Smith. Interdisciplinary Honors is an exciting new program started just 2 years ago that is also the only undergraduate interdisciplinary business honors program in the country, and one that is revolutionizing our campus. A dazzling addition to the Honors College, IBH centers on one of the major questions of our time, the future of work and business in our changing world, and as business impacts almost every field and walk of life. Another program like the others that draws majors from across the university, IBH empowers students to combine cutting-edge professional and technical business skills with broader thinking about the role of business in the world, and in particular in connection to the grand challenges of our time, including social, environmental, public health, and human rights topics. Students study with distinguished faculty of UMD's Robert H. School of Business, as well as other experts across the university, and they also have rare opportunities for real-world impact and professionalization through active engagement with industry executives and experts connected with the Smith School, as well as unique mentoring, internship, and networking opportunities in the area. Finally, last and absolutely by no means least, the Integrated Life Sciences program is truly one of the premier undergraduate life sciences programs anywhere, led by one of the leading genomics experts in the world. ILS is an innovative, holistic biological sciences focused program with an accelerated curriculum for talented STEM and also non-STEM students. In particular, if you are interested in a future career in medicine or research in the biological sciences, this program is truly extraordinary. It combines core foundations in the biological sciences, genetics and genomics, and biochemistry with hands-on data analysis and computational techniques that have recently revolutionized these fields. You learn core scientific competencies, not just now, but for the future. The program takes an active learning approach, emphasizing scientific inquiry, critical thinking, quantitative reasoning, and hands-on analysis, offering core competencies for life sciences work in the present and future. The program also has a broad vision of public health, including service learning, and offers unparalleled research opportunities with distinguished UMD faculty and at the National Institutes of Health, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and much more. The record of success of students in this program is one of the truly remarkable aspects of the University of Maryland and the Honors College. So we now come to the end of my presentation, and as I turn it over to my colleagues, Dr. Jenny Lang and Ms. Chantel Smith, now to say a bit more about the process of admissions, I'd like to say just one final thing. You can tell from what I've said how deeply I believe in all of these honors programs in the Honors College, in the University of Maryland, where I've been a teacher for 23 years, and also in the incredible students who come here. As wonderful as all the opportunities that we offer are, the most special thing about the Honors College is you. We are so delighted to have you here, and thank you again for joining us tonight.
All right, good evening, everyone. We're so glad to have you with us. Thank you, Dr. Malios, for the presentation. Hopefully you've given folks a lot to think about. There are a lot of questions, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've pulled a few that hopefully are related, and I'll try and cover some related questions together. So first, some of the questions are about academics at the University of Maryland and how long will it take me longer to complete my degree if I join honors? How does this work with my major? The questions were specific to engineering, but I'm going to generalize them because it applies to, anyone regardless of what your major is. So first, honors is not designed to add time to your degree program. Many of the courses that you take for the honors curriculum to earn the honor citation will also count towards general education requirements as a part of your degree. And so it doesn't add courses, it gives you an alternate way to complete some of the degree courses. Most of our programs, you're going to take 1 to 2 credits or 1 to 2 classes per semester for the honors curriculum for the first 2 years. For Gemstone, which of course is the 4-year program, that one does require 4 years of courses, but once you get into the sophomore year, it's 1 course per semester. The degree programs, the honors curriculum should fit into any degree curriculum. We are designed to mostly be completed within the first 2 years, which for many majors is prior to getting into the heavier degree requirements. It varies by major, of course, and I'm not going to go into specifics of any majors, but it is designed that you can complete, the honors curriculum and make progress towards and be on track for your degree program. That was the academic questions, I think. I'm sure there's more, but we'll get to them. There were also some questions. Oh, LEPs. So they're limited enrollment programs, and some of you may have applied to and been admitted to a limited enrollment program. Some of you may have applied and not been admitted to a limited enrollment program. The consideration for admission to a limited enrollment major is separate from invitation to honors. And so that's why sometimes there are different decisions. But if you applied to an LEP, limited enrollment program, and were admitted to that major, if that's in your letter, you're admitted to that major. You have a spot in that major. And if you're invited to honors and you complete your preference form, as Dr. Malius mentioned, on or before February 19th, then that guarantees a spot for you in the honors college. So I think that answers that question about LEP and honors. Another common question, I'm not sure if I've seen it yet tonight, but is about how does the placement in an LEP, or how does my LEP interact with my major? Or, if my major is X, which LLP should I be in? You can be in whichever one you are interested in. So some students are going to be a computer science major and pursue the Advanced Cybersecurity Experience for Students program, the ACES program, because that's what they really want to do and really want to study. Then there's going to be students who are biological sciences major who pursue the Honors Humanities Living Learning program. Those are, I think, very opposite. So it's really up to you. You can choose an LLP that complements the major that you're pursuing, or you can choose an LLP that is completely different. Give your brain a break, expose yourself to something different, or pursue other interests. Whichever it is, it's up to you and what you're interested in doing. But you do not have to align your living learning program selection with your major. They're 2 unrelated things. Then a couple other questions about housing. Each of our living learning programs has a residence hall that students live in. I think we have 5 different residence halls. 3 of our programs do live in one hall, but then everyone else has, their own housing where they are located. And so if you are in an LLP and you submit the housing form, you're going to be placed in the hall that living learning program is located in. 3 of our programs require students to live in their housing. Those programs are ACES, the cybersecurity program, IBH, the business program, and ILS, the life sciences program. So if you're in one of those 3, you are required to live on campus in that program. In the first year for the business and the sciences program, and for both years for the computer science ACES program. Outside of that, the other 5 programs, we strongly recommend that you live in the housing for the program, but it is not required. So you may choose to live in that program. You may request to live elsewhere. You don't have to live on campus at all. It's up to you. In general, the answer is about roommates. If you want to live with a roommate or pull a roommate in who's not in that particular LLP, it is not possible. There are some rare circumstances where it is possible, but in general, I would say don't plan on or expect that to happen. Another question is about being placed in the LLP. So we're asking you to tell us your interest in our 8 different programs. Following February 19th, when they're all due, we'll work with our programs, make sure everyone who submits a form gets an invite to one of the programs. Generally, we do our best to get students into the programs that they list first, second, or third. But we will get that information to you, I'm going to say by around the 2nd week of March. So we do get that information out to you as quickly as we can, so that you have that information to consider as you're deciding whether or not to enroll at the University of Maryland, which of course you have until May 1st to make that decision. And then there's a question about, if you don't get the program that you really wanted to be in, is there a process to change? We do maintain lists of students who want to change the programs that they're in. Chantel and I manage that process throughout the spring semester. All we ask is that you email us and we'll see what we can do. Generally, we're not able to give an answer about changing program until after May 1st. So just a heads up, we're not able to make changes until after May 1st usually. But just email us and, we'll do our best to answer as quickly as possible and get you the information that you need. We do respond to emails that come in at honorsadmissions@umd.edu. We'll put that in the chat several times tonight, I'm sure. But we are here to answer any questions, that are covered tonight or not covered. If you have follow-up questions, feel free to email us there at any point. All right, Chantel, can I turn over to you for a little bit?
Yes, give yourself a break real quick. Hi, everyone. Good evening. So just jumping in, there's a lot of questions coming in, so bear with us as we're trying to filter through them. I see a question that a couple people have had a concern about as far as honor students, and are they, I guess, isolated from the rest of campus? So our students, like Jenny said, they only take 1 to 2 classes for honors per semester, and the rest of their classes are going to be with the rest of campus. So that's one thing, they're not isolated through that way. As far as their living situation, majority of our resident halls also houses other students across campus. There's only a couple of our programs that are usually mostly honor students, but the majority of them do have we have different floors in most of the residence halls. So they are also able to communicate and connect with other students across campus in that way too. And again, a lot of our students are in programs and extracurriculars across campus. So again, they are not isolated at all from the rest of campus. So hopefully that answers that question. Let's see. I think Jenny already answered this, but just to reiterate it, if you want to live with someone, as long as you're not, if you're living outside of one of our resident halls and it's not one of our, and you're not in a program that requires you to live with them, usually it's okay. I would double check with the resident life department if you have any more concerns in regards to that. So we have some questions about the support that our students get while they're in the program for professional and career placements and stuff like that. So each of our programs has a dedicated faculty and staff that operate that program. And luckily for us, we have amazing staff and faculty that run our programs. And yes, they do. If students want to have assistance from them, if they just reach out to the staff that run those programs, most likely they will help them out when it comes to looking for opportunities such as research and internship. And a lot of our students who are interested in research opportunities are able, because we have such a close-knit community, they're actually able to more easily get connected with faculty, so they work in the faculty labs. So that's also a good thing. And then also we have a listserv that goes out, newsletter that goes out once a week, that has a bunch of different opportunities, whether that's scholarships, internship, research opportunities, part-time jobs on campus. So we try to get all that information for our students and give it out to them so that they have options. And if you get a chance to attend any of our info sessions this week, and you actually hear from the students, I'm sure you're going to hear from them that they say they actually have more opportunities than they can actually count. So I wouldn't concern yourself as far as if there are going to be enough opportunities. There's plenty of opportunities at UMD. Let's see. So University Honors, again, is in the Heritage community. It is our biggest living learning program. It's about half of our students that are admitted. So our incoming class, about half of them are admitted into the University Honors. So yes, they are the largest living learning program. And they have, it's not 4 houses, it's 2. Was it Johnson Whittle and Pyeongchang. So they would probably either get one of those buildings. It is possible to transfer honors programs, but I think Jenny also mentioned that if you are invited to a program that you're starting to have second guesses about prior to the end of the semester, we highly suggest you communicate with us at honorsadmissions@umd.edu as soon as you can, so that we could try to see if there's any other available opportunities for you. Past that time, once the school year actually starts and you're in that program, let's say you don't like it as much as you thought you were, at the end of your freshman year, in the spring semester, we do have a transfer application that goes out, and students at that time can request a transfer. It is not guaranteed, so I will want to say that it is contingent on if there's space available in that program that you're trying to transfer to, and also for the program's director approval. Again, as far as honors program preferences, if you put in a program preference, let's say you turned it in today, and then by Wednesday, you've already gone to a couple of the sessions and you decide you want to change, email us. Let us know what your new program preference, the order that you want it in, and we should be able to go in and make that change for you. But do it as soon as possible. So I see some study abroad. I saw a few of them that are coming in about study abroad opportunities. So we have a couple of our programs actually do have a study abroad opportunity built into the curriculum. But as far as being able to study abroad, we have students in all of our programs that do that. The biggest suggestion that I can tell you is we have a study abroad office on campus. So as soon as you know that that's something that you're interested in, we highly recommend that you actually reach out to the study abroad office and start making those plans so that you can arrange that. If you are in Gemstone, like we said, that is a 4-year research-based program. It is a little harder to, it is not impossible, I'll say that. It's a little more tight as far as your schedule is concerned, but I have known Gemstone students to study abroad for a whole semester, so you can do it. But again, you have to plan that out as soon as you can so that you can make sure that you're staying ahead of the curve. See. So as far as the classrooms are concerned, I see some questions about like how large are students on the classrooms and the teacher to student ratio. So the majority of our honors classrooms are roughly, I want to say about 30 or so per section. So it's like we said, it is a pretty small close-knit community in those classes. So everyone kind of gets to know each other, which is great. The faculty get to know the students get to know each other. They get to build a nice little community on this large campus. But the rest of their classes they take at the university are going to be higher than that, probably depending on what class it is. It could be in the hundreds. Let's see. Okay, so some questions about the opportunities to take classes across programs. So unfortunately, we do not have that option. So because each of our programs has a specific curriculum for that particular program, it's hard to jump into one of those, a class that is in one of those programs. So you are kind of held to your own curriculum. However, there are honor section courses. So for your regular classes that you take at the university, you actually can check, I don't know each class that has this option, but you can check to see if there's an honors section for that class. And if there is, because you are an honor student, you actually have automatic access to register for those classes. So if you're not in the honors class, college, you actually have to get permission through the department to sign up for an honor section course. So it's another benefit of being in honors college. If you see a class that you want as an honor section, you can automatically register for it. And the benefit of that, again, is it could be one of your general education courses that usually could house a few hundred students in those classes, but these honor sections are going to be smaller. So again, it gives that benefit of having like a smaller community. So yes, our classes are taught by professors, but we also do have TAs. Something that I think is a nice thing as far as the opportunities that our students get is we have a lot of different opportunities for students to get involved as far as leadership opportunities are concerned. They can sign up to be a TA on their classes. So we have plenty of our students that are sophomore, juniors, seniors that are actually TAing for their classes, which is a great opportunity, I think. I'm missing anything. Okay, I see a couple questions in regards to scholarships. So, being in the honors college doesn't have a major effect as far as your scholarship and financial aid is concerned. So, because the majority of our students are usually academically at the top of their classes, we do have merit scholarships that are offered through the university. Everyone on campus is offered the merit scholarships depending on how they did in high school. So just off the reason that we actually have a lot of students that are have been great academically, they are usually get merit scholarships offered to them because of that reason. Not all of our students get merit scholarships. It really just depends. There is one scholarship that is housed within honors that only honor students are eligible for, and that's the Banneker Key Scholarship. Other than that, the other students across campus and honor students have access to the merit scholarships. There's also a scholarship office on campus that a lot of our students are very successful when they're applying to scholarships. So that's another thing to be to consider as you're going through the years if you need scholarship money through school.
All right, Chantel, you want me to
Sure, I'm trying to
take
catch up.
over? Yeah. Okay, so there's a few questions about study abroad and that fitting into the curriculum and what's available. There's a study abroad office on campus. So if you're interested in study abroad, definitely check that office out. I can find the website and put it in the chat in a little bit. But there are definitely study abroad opportunities available. That are available to all students on campus. And then some of our LLPs do include an option to participate in a study abroad program for credit for the honors curriculum. So you can participate in a study abroad program and also that can count towards the honors citation. So that is a possibility. There's a question about difference between honors and scholars. So this is a question we get a lot. What I will say is there's a lot of similarities between honors and scholars. Some of the similarities are they are both, honors and scholars are sort of overarching organizations, and then each of them has a group of living learning programs that are available to the students in that particular program. Students can only be invited to one. So if you were invited to honors, you are an honor student. If you're invited to scholars, you are a scholar student. The honors living learning programs are available only to students in the honors college, and the scholars programs are available only to students in the scholars program. They all offer courses that students can take within that program to earn a citation. And one of the really nice things about them is that they provide students with a community of support of faculty, staff, and students to help a student as they transition into college. So if you were invited to honors, you are an honor student and you are not eligible to take courses in the scholars program or participate in the scholars program, and the reverse is also true. There's another, I just want to reiterate, Chantel said this, there's several questions about transferring programs. So if you're invited to a particular living learning program, what if you don't like it? What if you want to change? So, you know, as I mentioned, you can email us honorsadmissions@umd.edu throughout the spring semester. If you want to see about changing the program before you start, then once you start, if you find that you do not like it, we do have a transfer process available for students that takes place in the spring semester of their freshman year. They can apply to transfer to a different living learning program within honors. And then if approved and they choose to accept it, they would start the new living learning program in the fall of their sophomore year. So there is a process to change programs if you don't like it. If you don't like it and you decide you don't want to stay in honors, of course, that's something that you can do, but we hope that you would talk to us or talk to the program staff, and we'd love to figure out what's going on and see if we can help with that. There's some questions about the living learning program form. The deadline is February 19th. We really encourage you to submit that by February 19th, on or before February 19th. Because that will guarantee that you have a spot in a living learning program in honors. Submitting the form earlier does not increase your chance of getting the program that you are most interested in. Submitting it later does not decrease that. We don't make any final decisions. We don't, consider students until after all of the forms are in. So you have until February 19th. If you want to take until February 19th, you may, although I would advise doing a little earlier than that. But you have until February 19th and you'll be considered. Submitting the form by February 19th does not guarantee your top choice. We do our best to get students into the programs that they are most interested in. But some of our programs have way more students preference them first than they actually are able to invite to their programs. So it's really important that you, tell us up to 5. We require 5 choices. Generally, the vast majority of our students who submit the preference form are placed in their first, second, or third listed program. So we do our best to get you into a program that you are really interested in, because we want you to have a good experience and we want you to enjoy your experience in the Honors College. Does being a part of the Honors College affect chances for job placement and/or graduate school? I would say this is one of those things that's, there's not a specific official path, but I think the connections that you make within the Honors College with the faculty and staff and other students that you make are what can really help you with job placements and/or graduate school. You're going to have faculty and staff who know you really well, who can write excellent letters of recommendation for you, who can recommend specific internships or specific places that you want to apply to for a job or for graduate school, because they know what your interests are. And so I think that is one of the big advantages, is that connection and the community that you're going to have within honors and within your LLP, who can help you find the right programs to consider and to apply to. So there's some questions about how many students do you anticipate having in each LLP? So University Honors is our largest program. We're looking to enroll approximately 440 freshmen each year in the University Honors program. So that's the largest. Gemstone is our second largest. We have approximately 150 students in that program. And then the other 6 are somewhere between 65 and 90, I believe. So those programs are definitely smaller than Gemstone and UH, but so it varies by program. Overall, we're looking to have a little over 1,000 freshman students in the Honors College joining us this fall. There's a question about a campus tour or an honors tour. We don't offer tours, primarily specific honors tours, primarily because our buildings are all residence halls. And so our residence halls, for the security of the students who live in there, they're not available for guests. I strongly encourage you to do the campus tour. The campus tour often does include a residence hall. There's a residence hall that has like a sample room in it that's accessible for folks to visit on the tour. Additionally, there's a number of events on campus through the Office of Undergrad Admissions. The biggest ones being the admitted student open houses. If you should have gotten information on those by now, but just in case, I'm going to include a link to that. So if you want to join us for an admitted student open house, there are 3 in-person dates coming up. We will have some honors info sessions on the 3 in-person dates, where you'll be able to meet us, meet some of our program staff and faculty, meet some current students from our programs. So that would be a really great opportunity to come on campus and meet some of the honors folks in person. So there's some questions about Banneker Key. Yes, the Banneker Key invites have been sent out. Fewer than 400 students were selected to be Banneker Key semifinalists. So those are really, really competitive awards. And those did go out already. Campus tours. So the link that someone asked about, when will there be campus tours? There will be campus tours as a part of the admitted student open houses. There are also some sessions for admitted students linked in that same link called Next Stop Maryland, which will include an info session, I think, with Res Life and maybe some other offices and a campus tour. So definitely check those out. So let's see. What are the on the day of the Banneker Key interview, will students get the chance to meet people from the Honors College and learn more about it? Absolutely. The Banneker Key interview days will include sessions with the academic colleges, as well as opportunities to meet students, faculty, and staff from the Living Learning program. Some of these questions I think would be great for our students to answer. So if you join us for any of our other additional online sessions this week for the program specific ones, there will be students available at each of those. So that would be a great opportunity. There's some questions about dining halls and the specific residence halls that the students live in. And I don't have experience with the dining halls or residence halls. So I think those would be great questions for you to ask our current students if you are able to join any of our online chats this week. Other scholarships will be, those decisions will be released, I think by the middle of March, potentially earlier, but the other scholarship decisions are done through the Office of Undergrad Admissions. So those decisions will be released, I believe, around the middle of March. Program decisions, the Living Learning program, those will be sent out by about the second week of March. Okay. What else do we have?
I can jump in real quick.
Go for it.
So I did see some questions. I was ready to type it out, but let me go ahead and say it. So there were a couple questions in regards to registration for our students. Do they get priority to register for classes? So officially, no. But because a lot of our students do transfer in credits, registration is based off of, the priority is based off of how many credits you have. So just based off of that, a lot of our students are able to get priority registration, but it's not official. But yes, sort of. Let's see. I saw a couple questions in regards to the sizes of our program. So I did mention before that University Honors is the largest one. So they enroll about half of the students. So like Jimmy said, we have a little over 1,000 students that we enroll each fall. Half of those students usually go to, a little under half, but about half of them go to University Honors. The rest of this programs, Gemstone will probably be the second largest. They enroll roughly 150-ish. The rest of them are going to be 90, between 65 and 90, depending on the program. As far as the acceptance rate in the program, so I'll answer that one and then add that on to the other questions I've been seeing in regards to like preferencing and how that works is a first come, first serve. So the deadline to preference is February 19th, don't forget. But basically what that means is as long as you fill out your preferencing form by that deadline, we will guarantee you a spot in the Honors College. So in order to be in the Honors College, you have to be in one of our programs. If you are not placed in one of our programs, you are not in the Honors College. So it's very, very important that you fill out the preferencing form so that we can place you somewhere. As far as the top choice, we try our hardest to get you guys into the top choices. I will say that I don't have a stat on this, but the majority of our students do get within the top 3 choices. I will say that. So, and it's based off of, it isn't first come, first serve. All of our programs, so once you complete the preferencing form, all of our program staff, they actually review all of those applications that come in who are preferencing them. So they do go through, it goes through another review. Once they review all the students that have preferenced them in their pool, they make the decisions whether they want to invite the student or not. So, for example, if you preference honors humanities first, they get to make the decision whether they want to invite you or not. If they decide to invite you, then your process stops. You are going to get sent that invitation. If they decide whether they probably fill up their spaces or they didn't invite you, your application then goes to the next preference that you have in line. So that's kind of how it works as far as how we slot you. I see a few questions in regards to majors in which living learning program is best suited for them. This is actually a very common question that we get. And this is something that our students, if you attend any of the info sessions, you'll hear more about that with them. But basically, as Peter mentioned earlier, we are not major specific in any of our programs. So whether you're STEM or non-STEM, we invite you to be a part of any of the programs. As far as which one is best suited for you, it really depends on what you're looking for. If you are studying life sciences and you want to further your interests or academics in that field, then we would suggest going to either ILS or maybe the Research Gemstone program. However, if you're a student who knows they're going to be pre-med and you may be interested in the humanities too, and you don't want to, you already know you're going to have a lot of STEM courses on your plate, maybe you want to actually dive into something else that you have of interest. So it could be something like the arts, it could be honors humanities, it could be being creative and being in our design cultures and creativity program. So again, we're not major specific. It really depends on whether you want to go outside of your academics or out of your major, or if you want to stick within the realms of your major, if that makes sense. Yes, the decisions I see, decisions on what program you're in is based off of your application that you submitted. So in the program preferencing form, if you haven't seen it already, it'll ask you to complete your preferencing. So put them in order of preference. And then next to each one, you actually have a space where you can write a blurb as to why you are interested in this program. I highly suggest that you think about what you're saying and really being able to articulate why you're interested in the program, what this could mean for you, maybe what you could bring to the table of the program. That's what they're going to look for. So the program staff, they'll see your whole application. So they have access to the whole application that you submitted to UMD. So they will review that again. But they also pay attention to those blurbs that you're saying as far as why you're interested. You will not believe how many students have said something around the lines like they wanted to be in university honors because they wanted to be in the resident hall. They don't want to see stuff like that. We are happy that you want to be in the newest dorm. We want you to be there too, but that's stuff like that. I advise you not to put that in there, even though that might be in the back of your head. That's fine. Let's see. Okay, so I see someone asked this a couple minutes ago. So again, the resident halls that are reserved for honor students. We do not, there's, like I said, there's only like 2 of our programs that actually take up the majority of their resident hall, but the rest of them are, we only have assigned floors. So we may have like the 5th and 6th floor in a building of just honor students. The rest of the floors will be students across campus. So to answer the question in regards to whether you'll be with non-honor students or honor students, it just depends on what program you're in. Answer that. Let's see. Does the time you submit your honors preference affect your placement? So again, it's not first come, first serve. So just make sure that we just want you to get it in by that deadline to make sure that we can place you. So that's the most important thing. And of course, if you have any questions in regards to the programs, even after the info sessions this week, you know, we're here to support you and answer those questions. So please, please, please don't be shy. Like, reach out to us so we can answer those questions if you're not 100% understanding what we offer or how we can be a benefit to you. Please reach out to us before making an assumption.
There was one other question. I realize we're at 8 o'clock and past, so we're needing to wrap up here. Question about being in honors and tuition. There is no additional tuition associated with being in the honors college. So it should not have an impact on tuition. There are some of the, I'm not great at answering questions about the different housing and how much things cost. That would be a question for Res Life. So if you have questions, you know, once you're invited to a program about the housing costs, that would be a question for Res Life. Recording of the session. Absolutely, we are recording this session and all of the sessions this week. We will post them on our website as quickly as we can. Following each day of chats, we'll also be sending an email to all of our invited honor students once all of the recordings are available online with recordings, links to the recordings of all of the chats. So we hope you're able to join us for other of our chats this week. If it doesn't work, if you're not able to attend, we understand, but we'll have recordings available and we will also send those out as well. So I know that there's a bunch of questions. I'm hoping that many of them are questions that are duplicates that we've covered. If there's questions that we did not cover, or anything is unclear, feel free to email us honorsadmissions@umd.edu. Chantel and I do review that email inbox and respond generally within 1 to 2 business days. So please email us. And I will say thank you so much for joining us tonight. And hopefully we'll see many of you at chats later this week. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us.